Hey, I'm Chris, and today we are going to learn about the history of Memorial Day. All right, so it's Memorial Day, and today is a day of remembrance, but let's learn more about the history. So, 3 years after the Civil War was ended on May 5th, 1868, the head of an organization of the Union veterans, the Grand Army of the Republic, or the GAR, established Decoration Day as a time for the nation to decorate the graves of the war dead with flowers. Major General John A. Logan declared the Decoration Day should be observed on May 30th. It is believed that that date was chosen because flowers would be in bloom all over the country. The first large observance was held that year at Arlington National Cemetery across the Potomac River from Washington, D.C. The ceremony centered around the mourning-draped veranda of the Arlington Mansion, once the home of General Robert E. Lee. Various Washington officials, including General and Mrs. Ulysses S. Grant, presided over the ceremonies. After speeches, children from the Soldiers and Sailors Orphans Home and members of the GAR made their way through the cemetery, strewing flowers on both Union and Confederate graves, reciting prayers and singing hymns. So many people have claimed to having the first either Decoration Day or observance of Memorial Day. So local springtime tributes to the Civil War dead already had been held in various places. One of the first occurred in Columbus, Mississippi, April 25th, 1866, when a group of women visited a cemetery to decorate the graves of Confederate soldiers who had fallen in the battle at Shiloh. Nearby were the graves of Union soldiers, neglected because they were the enemy. Disturbed at the sight of the bare graves, the women placed some of their flowers on those graves as well. Today, cities in the North and the South claim to be the birthplace of Memorial Day in 1866. Both Macon and Columbus, Georgia, claim the title, as well as Richmond, Virginia, Carbondale, Illinois. Cemeteries carries the statement that the first Decoration Day ceremony took place there on April 29, 1866. Carbondale was the wartime home of General Logan. Approximately 25 places have been named in connection with the origins of Memorial Day, many of them in the South, where most of the war dead were buried. Official birthplace declared. In 1866, Congress and President Lyndon Johnson declared Waterloo, New York, the birthplace of Memorial Day. There, a ceremony on May 5th, 1866, honored local veterans who had fought in the Civil War. Businesses closed, and residents flew flags at half-staff. Supporters of Waterloo's claims say earlier observance in other places were either informal, not community-wide, or one-time events. By the end of the 19th century, Memorial Day ceremonies were being held on May 30th throughout the nation. State legislatures passed proclamations designating the day, and the Army and Navy adopted regulations for proper observance at their facilities. It was not until after World War I, however, that the day was expanded to honor those who have died in all American wars. In 1971, Memorial Day was declared a national holiday by an act of Congress. Though it is still often called Decoration Day, it was then also placed on the last Monday in May, as were some other federal holidays. Some states have Confederate observance. Many southern states also have their own day for honoring the Confederate dead. Mississippi celebrates Confederate Memorial Day on the last Monday of April. Alabama on the fourth Monday of April, and Georgia on April 26th. North and South Carolina observe it on May 10th, Louisiana on June 3rd, and Tennessee calls that date Confederate Decoration Day. Texas celebrates Confederate Hero Day January 19th, and Virginia calls the last Monday in May Confederate Memorial Day. General Logan's order for his post to decorate graves in 1868 with the choicest flowers of springtime urged, "We should guard their graves with sacred vigilance. Let pleasant paths invite the coming and going of reverent visitors and fond mourners. Let no neglect, no ravage of time testify to the present or to the coming generations that we have forgotten as a people the cost of a free and undivided republic." The crowd attended the first Memorial Day ceremony at Arlington National Cemetery was approximately the same size as those that attend today's observance, about 5,000 people. Then, as now, small American flags were placed on each grave, a tradition followed at many national cemeteries today. In recent years, the custom has grown in many families to decorate the graves of all departed loved ones. The Origin Special Service to honor those who die in war can be found in antiquity. The Athenian leader Pericles offered a tribute to the fallen heroes of the Peloponnesian War over 24 centuries ago that could be applied today to the 1.1 million Americans who have died in the nation's wars. Not only are they commemorated by columns and inscriptions, but there dwells also an unwritten memorial of them, graven not on stone, but in the hearts of men. To ensure the sacrifices of America's fallen heroes are never forgotten, in December 2000, U.S. Congress passed and the President signed into law the National Moment of Remembrance Act, PL 106-579, creating the White House Commission on the National Moment of Remembrance. The Commission's charter is to encourage the people of the United States to give something back to their country, which provides them so much freedom and opportunity by encouraging and coordinating commemoration in the United States of Memorial Day and the National Moment of Remembrance. The National Moment of Remembrance encourages all Americans to pause wherever they are at 3 p.m. local time on Memorial Day for a minute of silence to remember and honor those who have died in service to the nation. As Moments of Remembrance founder Carmela La Spada said, "It's a way we can all help put the memorial back in Memorial Day." So it's an important day, and I think for a long time we may have taken it for granted as being a day off or something like that. But the truth is, it's a day to remember those who've fallen, those who died for us to live the way we do today. They paid the ultimate sacrifice and have proven that freedom isn't free. There is a cost. And one thing I do, being a veteran, people kind of misunderstand the day by thanking veterans for their service. Now, understand, if you've met a veteran for the first time on Memorial Day, you can thank them for it. But if it's somebody that you know and you've thanked them before, Memorial Day isn't that place to thank a veteran. It's to remember those that had fallen. A day to thank all veterans is Veterans Day, obviously, which is November. But some people get it mixed up. So, and you know, it's nothing that we put down or anything like that. It's just, you know, the thing is it's Memorial Day, and it's to remember those who paid the ultimate price. But the history came from this, actually came from the U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs, and I think very interesting to learn. I believe I already knew that it had started somewhere with the Civil War, after the Civil War, but yeah, that's It helps us out. The more we know about these holidays, the more we can understand why we celebrate them. But as for that, that's going to end the video. If you like my content, give me a like, a share, a comment. And if this is the first time you found my channel and you like it, please subscribe and hit the notification bell so you know when we post a video or when we go live. But once again, as for that, thanks for watching, and I hope to catch you on the next adventure, and adventure is out there.